Hi you guys, welcome to today's lesson on the coordinate plane. This is the first lesson in our graphing unit. So this is the first lesson in Unit 3. It's linear relationships. And before we get started, please make sure that you have a piece of paper out and something to write with. Remember that you do need to take notes as you watch this lesson, so you need to make sure you're following along, you're taking notes, and then you do need to turn those notes in at the end of the lesson in order to get credit for the lesson. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with a list of the things that you need to know about the coordinate plane. So here is your list. Make sure that you write down each of the words that are on this list: coordinate plane, x-axis, y-axis, perpendicular, quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4, origin, and ordered pair. If you need to pause this video right now as you write down this list, go ahead and do that. The coordinate plane is a two-dimensional plane formed by the intersection of the horizontal axis, the x-axis, and the vertical axis, the y-axis, and these two intersect each other at the point called the origin. Notice that the x-axis is just a line, and this line goes forever and ever in both directions. Okay, and like I said earlier, it is a horizontal line. And then the y-axis is also a line that goes on forever and ever in both directions. Notice that from the center of the x-axis, as we move to the right, the numbers increase in value. And from the center of the x-axis, as we move to the left, the numbers decrease in value. Okay. From the center of the y-axis, as we move up, the numbers increase in value. And as we move down, the numbers decrease in value. As you look at this coordinate plane, you can see that when the x-axis and the y-axis intersect each other, that there are 4 different quadrants formed. This is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Also, when these two intersect each other, they intersect each other to form a 90-degree angle. And anytime two lines intersect each other to form a 90-degree angle, we would say that those two lines are perpendicular. A very important thing to remember about the coordinate plane is the ordered pair of the origin, or the place where these two lines intersect each other, is 0, 0. The coordinate plane is just a map, and it gives us a way of being able to identify the location of certain points within the coordinate plane. And in order to do that, we use what is called ordered pairs. Ordered pairs are listed x first and then the y. Okay? An ordered pair is basically the address of a point within the coordinate plane. Any of the points that are within quadrant 1 are going to have a positive x coordinate and a positive y coordinate. Okay, so any of the points within quadrant 1, and there's an infinite number of points, they're all going to have a positive x and a positive y. Any of the points that are in quadrant 2 are going to have a negative x coordinate, because to get to quadrant 2, we're talking about moving to the left, and then they will have a positive y coordinate, because from the origin, if we move to the left and up, that puts us in quadrant 2. Okay, so all of the points in quadrant 2 are going to have an ordered pair that has a negative x coordinate and a positive y coordinate. Any of the points that are in quadrant 3 are going to have a negative x coordinate and a negative y coordinate. Because to get here in quadrant 3 from the origin, we're going to have to move to the left and then down. And then any of the points that are in quadrant 4 are going to have a positive x value and a negative y value. Let's say I give you this image. So we have our coordinate plane here. This is our x-axis. Remember, the horizontal one is our x-axis. The vertical one is our y-axis. Remember, they intersect right here at the origin, and the ordered pair of the origin, or the location of the origin, is 0, 0. Okay, so if we want to identify the location of this fly, we can use an ordered pair to do that. Remember, ordered pairs are always listed x first and then the y. So if we want to figure out where this fly is in the coordinate plane, we're going to start at the origin, and we're going to have to move to the left 2. So that would mean our x value is a negative 2. And then we need to move up 1, 2, 3. So that means our y value, or our y coordinate, is 3. So the location of this fly, well, we know it's in quadrant 2, and we know that its ordered pair is negative 2, 3. I want you guys to watch this fun little clip, and I think it will help you understand how to plot points a little bit better.
To plot the coordinates 2, 1, go right 2, jump up 1, and you're done. To plot negative 8, positive 2, go left 8, up 2, that's what we do.
On the x-axis,
Count left or
on
right,
the y-axis,
count up or down, that's how our coordinates point is found. To plot the coordinates 9, 5, go right 9, up 5, to where you were round. For negative 3, negative 9, go left 3, down 9, where they intertwine.
on the x-axis,
Count left or
on
right,
the y-axis,
count up or down, that's how our coordinates point is found. To plot positive 6, negative 4, up right 6, down 4. Let's do one more with the ordered pair 0, negative 3, remain at the origin, go down 3 with me.
on the x-axis,
Count left or
on
right,
the y-axis,
count up or down, that's how our coordinates point is found.
the coordinates are kinda like clues, telling you where to plot the x and y values. And when you see them on a questionnaire, they can be called coordinates or an ordered pair. There are 4 quadrants. The first is in the top right corner. The second, third, and fourth moving kinda clockwise order. Finally, there's a place you begin at 0, 0, called the origin. On the x-axis,
Count left or right,
the y-axis,
count up or down, that's how our coordinates point is found.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try some of these. If we want to find the location for point A in the coordinate plane from the origin, we're going to have to count to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 8. So the location of point A would be 6, 8. Notice our x value is positive and our y value is positive. And anytime you have a positive x and a positive y, you know that you're going to land right here in quadrant 1. Let's go ahead and look at point B. So to get to point B from the origin, we're going to have to move to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 2. So because we're moving to the left 2, that would left 6, sorry, because we're moving to the left 6, that would be negative 6, and we're moving up 2, so that would be a positive 2. Notice that our x is 6, negative, and our y is positive. Anytime you have a negative x and a positive y, you're going to land right here in quadrant 2. Okay, let's look at point C. If we want to plot point C, we would move to the right 4 and down 4. The location of point C within the coordinate plane is to the right 4, down 4. Our x value is positive. Okay, we move to the right 4 on the x-axis. Our y value is negative. We moved to down 4 on the y-axis. And anytime you have a positive x value and a negative y value, you land right here in quadrant 4. Okay? So one of the things that you need to be able to do when you're done with this lesson is to find a point within the coordinate plane and to be able to tell me the ordered pair of that point. Another thing that you need to be able to do as part of this lesson is you need to be able to find the location of a point and label it. Okay? So if I ask you to plot point A that is at negative 1, 3, notice we have a negative x value and a positive y value. Okay, so anytime you have a negative x value and a positive y value, you're going to be in quadrant 2. To plot this point, we would start at the origin. We would move to the left 1, and then we would move up 3. 1, 2, 3. So point A is right here at negative 1, 3. Let's go ahead and plot point B. Plot B is at negative 5, negative 2. So the x is negative, the y is negative. Anytime you have a negative x and a negative y, that means you're moving left and down, and that's going to put you in quadrant 3. So point B is at negative 5, so let's start at the origin. To the left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 2, and we land right here. This is point B. Okay, point B is at negative 5, negative 2. Let's go ahead and look at point C. Point C has a positive x value of 3 and a positive y value of 1. So remember, the x value tells us how many we're going to move to the left or to the right. So we're going to move 3 to the right. And then the y value tells us how many we're going to move up or down. So we're going to move up 1. So from the origin, we're going to move 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3 to the right. Then we're going to move up 1. So right there is point C. Okay, point D. Now, point D, you will notice, has an x value of 5, which means we're going to move to the right 5, but then we are moving up or down 0. So if we move to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up or down 0, we land right here on the x-axis. Okay, so point D is right on the x-axis, and then point E is at 3, negative 5. So we're moving to the right 3 and down 5. Our x is positive, so that means we're going to move this way. Our y is negative, which means we'll move this way. So we're going to end in quadrant 4. So if we start at the origin, we move to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It puts us right here in quadrant 4, and that is point E. And that, my friends, is your lesson on the coordinate plane. Instead of doing a quiz today, we are going to do something different, and we are going to have you draw a picture for us by plotting some points in the coordinate plane and connecting them. And before we get going on that assignment, let's go back to our list that we started with in the beginning and make sure that you know everything that you need to know for this lesson. Okay, so remember the coordinate plane, it's a two-dimensional plane. It's basically just a map, and it gives us a system for being able to identify the locations of points. The x-axis is our horizontal axis. The y-axis is our vertical axis. The x-axis and the y-axis, they intersect each other. The point where they intersect each other is called the origin. These two lines intersect each other to form a 90-degree angle, so we would say these two lines are perpendicular. And when these two lines intersect each other, they form 4 different quadrants: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Ordered pairs are an ordered pair is basically the address of a point. Okay, so the ordered pair gives us the point's location within the coordinate plane. Okay, so now to find your assignment, you are going to go into your course. You're going to go into content. You're going to go into Unit 3, linear relationships. Then you'll go into the coordinate plane one. And then you'll click on the attachment there, the coordinate plane graph. It will pull up a PDF for you. You are going to print out that PDF, and that is your assignment for this lesson. Okay, there's no quiz. Instead, you get to do something fun. You get to graph a picture. I'm not going to tell you what the picture is because that kind of takes some of the fun out of it. So when you have finished graphing your picture, turn it into the box, take a picture of it and turn it into the box, and then you will be done with this lesson. Your assignment includes 2 pieces of paper that you'll have to print. One of them are your directions, and basically it is just a list of points that you need to plot, and you need to continue to plot these in order. Okay, you can't get them out of order. You've got to plot them in order, and then you connect them as you go until you get to the word stop. As soon as you get to the word stop, you stop connecting. Okay, and you're going to start a new line that you will then continue to connect until you get to the next word stop. Okay, so one of your pieces of paper includes the directions. The other one is your graph paper. If you have any questions about what you need to be doing, feel free to email us, call us, text us, visit us in class, math lab. There are lots and lots of places where you can get all of the help that you need. And with that said, get your assignment done as quick as possible, and I will see you soon.